Good morning. It's Monday, January 5th. Here's what we're working on. A man is dead after shots were fired on a bus near one of Toronto's busiest shopping malls.
Thousands of public and private sector workers are set to return to the office today.
Here's Bennick the other way for the Czechs. Feeds it in for Curran moving in. Curran with a chance. Rebound loses, but they score!
And Canada will play for bronze at the World Junior Hockey Championship after falling against Czechia. Happy Monday. Look who's back.
Yes. Happy New Year to you both.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year
You
to as
too.
well.
Nice to have you back, and I know you're already counting down to your next vacation.
Actually, I am.
I know.
It is on my watch, 23 days.
Nice.
Okay, well, we'll make those 23 days go by really quickly. How would that be? Oh, gee. All right, let's get into this month because, you know, we're getting back to normal after the Christmas, New Year's break, and we're going to get some snow today, and we are getting some snow right now. So we could get 5, we could get 10 centimeters of snow. So as you're getting back into it today, maybe after that nice break that you had, it's going to be treacherous road conditions this morning because the snow has already started in this area. So Hamilton, we're looking at 5, maybe 10, but Halton Peel, Toronto could get 10 centimeters throughout the day. So that's enough to really cause a little bit of a problem on the roads. We're already seeing a bit of some slowdowns on the highways at the moment, but temperature right now sitting at -4, wind chill -9 to -10, but we're going to climb to the plus side for the day today, so we could get a little bit of freezing drizzle a little later on this afternoon. That is possible, and tomorrow some mixing, and we'll talk about all of that coming up. Traffic, we're okay here at the 403 and Waterdown Road. We do have a report of a collision on the eastbound link right around Red Hill Parkway. We don't have any cameras there, unfortunately, but we do have a collision reported there. To some MTO traffic cameras, Nikola Tesla Boulevard, that's doing okay, Toronto bound towards us. Here's the other side of the Skyway. We're looking back at the Skyway from the camera here at North Shore Boulevard. You can see how wet the roads are from the snow that we're getting at the moment. Same here, but no volume right now at Appleby Line. So we'll keep our eyes peeled to the roads, and we'll look at the forecast in detail coming up right now. News.
Thank you, Brian. Toronto police say one man is dead following a shooting on a bus near Yorkdale Shopping Mall. Officers were called late yesterday to the Yorkdale GO Bus terminal in North York, where police confirmed that one man was shot and later died from his injuries. A spokesperson says one man has been arrested, with more details expected later on. GO Transit operator Metrolink says passengers and staff were safely evacuated from the bus. The terminal was closed for the remainder of the day, and there's been no word as of yet if it has reopened.
Hamilton police are looking for more video of what some claim was a bear spray attack on a popular cafe. Video posted to the Facebook group Hamilton Neighborhood Watch shows 2 people spraying something behind the counter of the Williams Fresh Cafe. This was on Saturday afternoon around 4:30. The video was posted to the Facebook page anonymously. Hamilton police tell us this morning they believe the 2 suspects are teenagers.
Niagara police are investigating a hit and run in Welland. It happened yesterday on Thorold Road. Police closed that road between Rice Road and Bridlewood Drive for several hours. It appears a dog was found dead at the scene and was removed by Niagara police forensic teams. A CHCH freelancer who was at the scene says one person was taken to hospital.
Health officials are warning of a surge in the H3N2 flu strain, driving more hospitalizations in the United States and raising a lot of concerns in Canada. Now, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control estimates 7.5 million Americans have been infected with this flu season, with more than 81,000 hospitalizations. That same strain, again, it's H3N2, is dominant in Canada, where Health Canada says flu hospitalizations have nearly doubled and infections are up nearly 30%. Updated national data for our country is expected later this week.
There's a big change now in effect for Ontario's household recycling program. Individual municipalities are no longer running their own blue box pickups. Instead, a national non-profit group called Circular Materials is coordinating pickup and processing. The new system makes manufacturers legally responsible for recycling the items that they produce and sell. Now, your garbage day routine doesn't change, but there's now an expanded list of recyclable items you can put out, including deodorant and toothpaste containers, as well as black plastic containers.
City of Hamilton has received an application to turn a parcel of farmland in Copetown into a golf course. The property on 2nd Concession West, near the corner of the 2nd Concession and Highway 52, is close to Copetown Woods and Flamborough Hills golf courses. Arcadis Professional Services is asking the city to change the rural Hamilton official plan to allow for its golf course. The land is currently designated for agriculture and conservation. The project is still in the early stages, and Hamilton has issued a notice inviting public feedback. It has to be submitted by January 26th.
Tens of thousands of Ontario's public service workers are going back to the office this morning. The Ontario government has mandated most provincial employees to go back full-time 5 days a week. Last summer, the Ontario Public Service Employees Union said the order was made without consideration for the realities public service workers face. The federal government and some private sector companies are also pushing for full office returns. The country's largest union, the Public Service Alliance of Canada, says the federal government's push to get civil servants to spend more time in the office is, quote, severely out of touch with what's best for workers and taxpayers.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Paris today, meeting Ukrainian allies to push for a negotiated peace nearly 4 years after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Carney says Canada is focusing on strengthening Ukraine's defenses, supporting long-term recovery, and securing the return of children who were deported during the war. Canada has committed $2.5 billion in financing and loan guarantees. Experts note any peace plan has to protect Ukraine's territorial integrity and include an international enforcement force to ensure agreements are upheld. The meeting comes days after the U.S. removed Venezuela's president and his wife in a military operation. Carney has reaffirmed Canada's support for a peaceful Venezuelan-led transition there, urging all parties to respect international law. Now deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is set to make his first appearance in a U.S. court today. Maduro and First Lady Celia Flores are expected to appear at noon before a judge in New York. He is accused of narco-terrorism and drug trafficking. The Trump administration used criminal charges to justify capturing Maduro and removing him to U.S. soil. Maduro's lawyers are expected to contest the legality of his arrest, arguing he is immune for prosecution as a sovereign head of state. Are Trump's actions in Venezuela just the start? On board Air Force One last night, Trump told reporters that the U.S., quote, needs Greenland.
It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security.
Now, Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, and Denmark's prime minister this morning has told the U.S. president to, quote, stop the threats about taking over Greenland, adding, quote, the U.S. has no right to annex any of the 3 nations in the Denmark kingdom. Donald Trump has repeatedly raised the possibility of annexing Greenland to the U.S. because of its location in the Arctic and its mineral wealth. Well, if you rang in the new year with Countdown 2026, you had company from right across the country.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The show New Year's Eve, broadcast from the studio right behind us, was the most watched all-Canadian show in the GTHA. Sloan and Big Rec headline the 2.5-hour special. More than 1.27 million viewers caught the countdown, watching it here on CHCH, on Check out in BC, Parrot TV, and YouTube. The numbers are the biggest yet for our annual New Year's Eve party. Special thanks to our crew and to host George Strombanopoulos.
Sportsline, for the 3rd year in a row, Canada's World Junior Hockey team has fallen to Czechia in the knockout round.
Here's Benek the other way for the Czechs. Feeds it Edric Curran moving in. Curran with a chance. Rebound, lose it, but they score! With 1:14 to go, the Czechs have retaken the lead.
It was another heartbreaking loss for the Canadians. Thomas Politin scored the winning goal after the puck deflected off his skate with 1:14 left in the third period as the Czechs beat Canada 6-4 in their semifinal matchup last night. The winning goal came 87 seconds after Canadian captain Porter Martone tied the game at 4-all. Czechia beat the Canadians in the quarterfinals the previous 2 years, scoring the winning goal with 40 seconds left last year and 11 seconds to play 2 years ago. So Czechia will face Sweden in tonight's gold medal game. It's after Anton Frondell scored in the 8th round of the shootout to give the Swedes a 4-3 victory over Finland in their semifinal. It's the first all-European World Junior Hockey final since 2016. Canada and Finland will meet in the bronze medal game this afternoon at 4:30. The NFL regular season has come to a close, highlighted by the battle for the AFC North title between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. There were 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, including when Aaron Rodgers threw a 26-yard touchdown to Calvin Austin with 55 seconds left to give the Steelers a 26-24 lead over the Ravens. But Chris Boswell missed the ensuing extra point attempt, his first miss all year and only the 4th in the last 4 years. And that allowed the Ravens to potentially win the game with a field goal.
The final play of the regular season for the final spot in the playoffs. Tyler Luke from 44. Snap good. Hold it. The kick is no good.
Baltimore's Tyler Loop had a chance to win the game as time expired, but he missed a 44-yard field goal wide right, giving Pittsburgh the division title. Josh Allen took the first snap in the final regular season game at Buffalo's Highmark Stadium and watched Mitch Trubisky throw 4 touchdowns as the Bills hammered the Jets 35-8. The win, coupled with the Chargers' loss against Denver, moved Buffalo up 1 spot to the number 6 seed in the AFC and sets up a first-round playoff game in Jacksonville against the AFC South champion Jaguars. The Bills will be moving into the new Highmark Stadium for the start of the 2026 season in September. The Blue Jays have officially finalized a 4-year, $60 million contract for Japanese infielder Kazuma Okamoto. He is a 6-time All-Star in 11 Japanese big league seasons, leading the Central League in home runs in 2020, 21, and 2023. The 29-year-old homered off Colorado's Kyle Freeland to help Japan beat the U.S. 3-2 in the 2023 World Baseball Classic Final. Okamoto will likely play third base for the Jays. Montreal was the only Canadian team in action on the NHL ice last night. Lane Hudson scored in overtime as the Habs clipped the Stars 4-3. It was the first ever OT goal for last year's Rookie of the Year. Captain Clutch did it again. Marie-Philippe Poulin scored twice, including the overtime winner to lead the Montreal Victoire to a 3-2 victory over the Minnesota Frost in the PWHL.
Okay, here we are, and it's Monday, the 5th of January already. The Christmas, New Year's break is behind us. We're getting back into it, back to normal. And what do we get? We get a whack of snow. Just to add insult to injury, you know? That's what we're going to get. So it's snowing already, and it's going to start to slow things down because that snow could get heavy as the morning goes on. So we're looking at the 403 and Waterdown Road. Visibility is not so great, and that's because of the snow that's coming down. You can see it in the light standard there, but no problems right there. The link eastbound at the Red Hill, we've got a collision there. No camera, unfortunately. Into St. Catharines. Let's see if it's snowing there. Not a lot so far, but that's going to pick up. Nikola Tesla Boulevard still looks good. Here's the 403 junction, so it's Toronto-bound lanes out of Hamilton heading away from us to Brant Street. There. Ford Plant, no problems. Here's Cothra. Yeah, generally it's some light snow still this morning all around the horseshoe, but just that one collision on the link eastbound at the Red Hill. All right, let's get to temperature that we have at the moment. Temperature has stayed the same. The winds make it feel like -9 at the moment. We did have a wind chill of -10 earlier. So -9, we do have some light snow right now. The wind's not too bad. Yeah. Here they are. They're going to be back on the roads today, back to school today. We're going to get snow. We could get 5 centimeters, particularly for Hamilton, less for Niagara, maybe 2 to 4, but 10 centimeters, quite possible for Halton Peel into Toronto, and a +1 high for the day today. So there's that snow. This is our satellite radar picture from the past 6 hours. You can see how that area of blue has moved in. We could even get a little bit of freezing drizzle early this afternoon. Then it's going to taper off. This snow should be gone by midday, and then another low pressure system is going to cross us. That could bring us some mixing precipitation, particularly during the day tomorrow. But today, 5 to 10 centimeters. The Horseshoe, we're going to be on the plus side, anywhere from, well, 0 for Mississauga, Brampton, but +1 to +2 for Niagara. Tonight will be chilly. I mean, it's not going to be bitterly cold. -1 to -2 for Niagara, -4 and 5 for the rest of the Horseshoe, just fairly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow, we could get some mixing. We could get some light snow in the morning. We could get some freezing rain, freezing drizzle. On the plus side, temperatures +1, 2, and 3 around, but another gray day for tomorrow. So out the door, 5th of January, it is snowing already. That's going to accumulate to 5 to 10 centimeters. Temperature at the moment sitting at -4. And of course, we will check long range coming up. Annette, Rick.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit-Chat. And Trump's push to take control of Venezuela's oil industry may not move global oil prices, at least not right away. 6:17 on your Monday morning, and another member of the gang is back. Emily returns from vacay. Good morning. What's coming up in Chit Chat?
Good morning, guys. I don't know, this eye makeup, I don't know if for you, Annette, too, wearing makeup after a couple of weeks.
I know, it seems so weird.
It's like,
great. Shout out to our makeup artist, Haley, for working her magic this morning.
I'm like, I look like a whole new person. This is amazing.
It's like, who is this?
Okay, Stranger Things. Oh boy, do we ever have to talk about Stranger Things, because I watched a lot. But the finale lit up the box office this year, and Jim Henson's beloved Muppets are making a return to the small screen.
Yay!
I know, it's so exciting. Miss Piggy and the whole gang. And later on this morning, we will talk about the most overused words in 2025 and why we should stop saying them.
Okay.
Hint, okay, not even to say it. 6, 7.
We're not going to go there.
Oh, you went there. I had to.
Thanks, Emily. Checking the markets this morning, the Canadian dollar is down a basis point to 72.59 cents U.S. Gold is $114.20 an ounce higher. Crude is up 2 cents, trading over $57 U.S. a barrel. Markets in Europe are up across the board in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, markets were also up in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai today. North American markets will start the new week after gains on the TSX and Dow, with a slight drop on the NASDAQ.
U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to seize control of Venezuela's oil industry is unlikely to have an immediate impact on global oil prices. Analysts say years of neglect and international sanctions have left the country's energy sector in poor condition, meaning any production increase would take years and require billions of dollars in investment. Gas Buddy analyst Patrick DeHaan says Venezuela's oil infrastructure has been deteriorating for years and won't recover quickly. Meanwhile, Price Futures Group analyst Phil Flynn says that while long-term growth could eventually boost supply, any downward pressure on prices would come much later on.
McDonald's is facing a lawsuit accusing it of false advertising over the McRib sandwich. The lawsuit filed in Chicago claims the McRib contains no actual rib meat. The suit alleges it's made from restructured pork, including pork shoulder and stomach. In Canada, the sandwich was removed from menus in 2014 before making a brief return in early 2024. The plaintiffs are seeking class action status on behalf of millions of customers, accusing McDonald's of misleading consumers and violating consumer protection laws.
Tesla has lost its title as the world's largest electric vehicle maker after sales fell for a second year in a row. The company says it delivered about 1.6 million vehicles in 2025, a 9% drop from the year before. Chinese automaker BYD has now taken the top spot, selling more than 2.2 million electric vehicles last year. Analysts point to several factors behind Tesla's slowdown, including growing overseas competition, the expiration of a U.S. tax credit for buyers, and backlash tied to CEO Elon Musk's political views.
Okay, you're taking a quick break right now. Brian is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
Good morning, 6:24 on the 5th morning of January. Looking at our traffic cameras. First of all, here's the QEW 7th in St. Catharines. Not a lot of snow coming down in Niagara at the moment, but a lot different here south of 2. Snowing now across the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, getting pretty slow coming off the bridge now at North Shore. Appleby line still moving okay. Sheraton, really no problems with volume, and a little busy here, but as you can see, it's still snowing here at the 403 at Dundas Street. Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us. Get to temperatures right now. There is a snowfall warning in effect for Halton, Peel, Toronto, and Guelph, not for Hamilton, just a special weather statement. Sitting at -3 right now, wind chill -8 to -9. Same for Mississauga. -4 Grimsby, -2 into Toronto. Seasonal temperatures this time of year, -2 for the daytime high, yeah, and -9 for the overnight low. Those were our Sun Times records for today. And for school today, yep, getting back at it. There'll be some snow this morning. -4 for the first bell at 9, and then +1 today, and fairly cloudy. The snow should taper off by midday, but we could get 5 centimeters for Hamilton, 2 to 4 for Niagara, 5 to 10 for Halton, Peel, Toronto, and that +1 high. -5 tonight, just fairly cloudy. Tomorrow, +1, mixing tomorrow. Snow in the morning is possible, light snow, and then freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and then rain later on. And then look at the temperature spike up. 2 and cloudy Wednesday, 6 on Thursday. Friday and Saturday, both days we're looking at some rain in the forecast for Friday particularly. And then the temperatures start to come down. We'll hit the minus column by the time we get to Sunday. And that's a look at your forecast. Annette.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, a bluefin tuna has sold for a record amount at Tokyo's first fish auction of the year.
The price was equivalent to $4.7 million Canadian. The 536-pound tuna was caught off northern Japan and was purchased by Kiyomura Corporation, the operator of a popular sushi chain. The buyer says the price climbed quickly, but adds the purchase was worth it for good luck and to cheer up the economy. The prized fish was taken to the company's head branch, then sliced and distributed to restaurants across Japan, with dishes sold at the usual price. That is one big fish. Are you a sushi fan?
I am of some forms of sushi.
Okay, yep.
But not all of them. What about you?
I'm not a big raw tuna fan, but I love sushi.
Okay.
And all forms of it.
There we go.
Stay with us. More to come after the break. You're on Morning Live. Good morning.